How's it going, YouTube? I am back with another video. Today's topic is 4 headshot portraiture lighting techniques. When I originally entered photography, I had a very heavy gear mindset. I thought that the only way I could accomplish my goals was to spend more money. And while investments certainly do pay off with time and effort, you can circumvent having to purchase or rent expensive gear when you're testing the waters and practicing your photography. While I do have a couple of Godox VL150s, some modifiers and a couple stands, I found it entirely unfair to use them in this video. I wanted to prove to you that this concept was achievable through inexpensive means as well. I had an old fluorescent work light lying around, but if you don't have one on hand, you can purchase one online or in store for around $35, or use your cell phone light. Anything works really, as long as it's a single light source. But today we're covering 4 lighting positions you can use as a base for your portrait photography, and while each of these setups do have common applications, feel free to experiment with the concepts and put your own spin on the meaning they convey in your work. That being said, let's get right into it. First, we have one of the easiest of the 4 lighting setups to achieve, that being the split. For this setup, you are looking to illuminate one half of the face, while the other half falls into darkness. To achieve this effect, simply place the light to the left or right of your subject's face, following an imaginary line created between their ears. This is commonly used for creating drama. If you're looking for a villainous appearance on your subject, or you want to showcase a stronger emotion, this technique is a simple but effective way to do so. Next, we have a setup that requires a bit of finesse. This lighting technique is referred to as Rembrandt. Rembrandt, as you may know, was a Dutch painter who was renowned for his portrait work. More specifically, the way he used light and shadow to shape his subjects. The lighting style portrayed in some of Rembrandt's work created an inverted triangle underneath one of the subject's eyes while illuminating the other half of the face. The trick here is to focus on where the shadow of the nose bridge falls. If the shadow cast does not reach over the cheek, the triangle will not be closed, and if the shadow falls too far over the cheek, the shape we're looking for won't be created properly. Since this method relies on the shape and size of the subject's nose, it will require more patience and careful consideration when setting up. If you nail this setup though, it can be used to paint quite the compelling and serious portrait. Since we have discussed some intricacy of nose shadows in portraiture, segueing into this setup from Rembrandt should be a breeze. Loop lighting, much like the example before, can be set up around the shadow casted by the nose. The difference here is we are looking to create a small loop with the silhouette of the nose. It should fall at an angle just below the nostril. The bulb casted by the tip of the nose shouldn't reach out too far as to cover the cheek, but it also shouldn't be just below or too close to the nostrils as well. The strength of this subtle technique is while it adds dimension to a face with lighter shadows, it isn't as dramatic or involved as the setups mentioned before. And last but certainly not least, we have the butterfly lighting technique. This style of lighting seeks to create a balanced and centered look. With the light positioned in front and above the subject, the shadow falls at a slight angle, forming flattering soft shadows underneath the cheeks and brow line and lips, while also creating the appearance of a stronger jaw and a shadow underneath the nose that slightly resembles a butterfly, hence the origin of its name. This setup does great with the intention to capture beauty, and is my go-to when working with someone who is new to being in front of a camera. Hopefully these lighting setups will bring new life to your portrait work. Keep in mind that any single light source can be worked in to create these setups, even the sun. You'll just have to look for them and think creatively. In a future video, I will build upon these concepts and introduce a bounce to the photo process to show you how to turn one light into 2. That's all for now. Thanks for checking out my video. If you have any comments, questions, or ideas you'd like me to tackle, feel free to let me know. And have a nice day. Thanks. Bye.